I apologize for the glare on my glasses, but I kind of ran out of contacts, and I should be getting some this weekend, but I have to be able to see, and unless you want to see bloody fingers getting cut off in the food, I think it's advisable that I wear the glasses and we tolerate the glare. You may be able to see it in my face, but I've been feeling a little ill lately, just off color from having moved back to my hometown from my university for the summer. And being Southern, living in Georgia, when you're feeling off color, your mother gives you a big bowl of chicken soup, chicken and dumplings, some kind of chicken and liquid dish. Now, being vegan, obviously chicken and dumplings, chicken soup is a no-go for me, but I know for a lot of my vegan friends, it's a dish that we really, really miss. It's just one of those down-home classics, the favorites that you always have, that you remember your mother making every Sunday. It's just something we love, and it's hard to give up. I don't normally cook with a lot of the fake products because I feel that I quit eating meat for a good reason, but because chicken and dumplings, chicken soup, chicken dishes like this are so popular, I feel that the fake chicken products are necessary, and so today we're going to cook chicken and dumplings. So the first thing we have to do, since the dumplings have to sit while the soup is cooking, is make the dumplings. And you want to start off with flour. 2 cups of flour. I might not have 2 cups. Now you can use regular all-purpose flour for this. I usually like to use whole wheat flour, but I've tried it before and it doesn't really turn out well with whole wheat flour, so regular white all-purpose flour. And then you want to add a tablespoon of baking powder. If you forget this, your dumplings are not going to puff up, and they're just going to be kind of mushy in the soup. So, about a tablespoon. Mix that up well. You can use a sifter, but I don't find it's necessary because unlike pastries, it's not really essential to have that fine texture. However, similar to pastries, you're going to need to cut in a source of fat. Okay, apparently it wants more fat than it needs. For a lot of vegans, finding a replacement for butter is really difficult. You can go the expensive way. You can use, I think, Smart Balance, Earth Balance, that's what those are called. But for about 99 cents a box, you can get a stick of 4 Bluebonnet Light, and it's vegan, it's perfectly tasty to me. Yes, it is hydrogenated, but I'm Southern and I enjoy being a fat kid. So, you're going to want about 4 tablespoons or half a stick of margarine. Now, I use a fork to cut it in, but you can also use a pastry cutter. You can use 2 knives. You can cut crossways with 2 knives. Just whatever your choice is cutting the fat. Ideally, you want to get it to small little droplets so that your mixture looks crumbly. You want it to be pretty evenly dispersed, but you don't want to melt it and put it in there and make it all oily and greasy. So basically you want it looking all crumbly like this. And then I would mix in about a half teaspoon of salt. It's really up to your own discretion, and cut in the fat some more just to make sure it's extra dispersed. And now you want to add the soy sauce. I usually add about 3/4 of a cup, but the key thing is that you want a nice soft batter for your dumplings. So if it takes more, if it takes less, if you have to add more flour, you just want something nice, soft, like bread dough. Now you're going to want to start mixing it with a fork or something so that you don't get your hands all sticky. But once the dough starts to stick together, then you're going to need to pick it up with your hands. You're going to need to knead it and beat the dough anyway. So you are going to get your hands in here. You are going to get them messy. But you want the dough to start sticking together before you do that. Okay, looks like I need a little bit more soy milk. Yes, this is messy and disgusting. Make sure you scrape flour and fat off the sides and the bottom of the bowl. Okay, I need a little bit more flour. Is still sticking to my hands. I probably would add a little bit more. You never will make it the same way twice. You will probably never make it with the same proportions twice. And most Southerners, when they make this dish, they eyeball it anyway. We don't believe in measuring cups. We don't believe in measuring spoons. We just put in whatever feels right. A fistful of this, a handful of that. You get the drift. Now I'm going to pick these pieces off of my hand and knead them back into the dough. You see, at this point I have something soft, it's sticking together. It's not really sticking to my hand. You see the one that's not sticky, it's not sticking to that. Hand that already had stuff on it, it's going to stick to that. But you want something that will feel soft, it will feel smooth, almost like felt or velvet. It should have about that texture. Knead it for a few seconds. And put it back in your bowl, cover it, and let it rest while you're making the rest of your soup. You don't want to cover it so that it doesn't get dried out, because then your dumplings won't be very tasty and they won't have a good texture.